Hey, my name is Kristen Pardue and I'm a Presidential Diamond with doTERRA. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about turning prospects into builders. And doTERRA asked me to specifically talk about three-way calls in this presentation. So I'm going to be talking about three-way calls and how to attract more builders to your team. So today I'm going to cover importance of three-way calls, one thing that can sabotage your efforts in attracting more builders, and then the key ingredient to attracting builders. Now, I'm not going to go over the scripts of three-way calls because you can go to dailymentorcalls.com and go over calls 37 and 38 if you want the scripts for those three-way calls. So let's talk about the importance of three-way calls. I know most of you already know what three-way calls are, but just in case somebody doesn't, these are the three people that would be on a three-way call. For example, myself would be on it if I was the upline on the call, and then my builder would be on it with me, and then my builder's prospect. So my builder is talking to somebody to try to get them interested in the business. That's her prospect. So us three would be on the call. I would be doing all the question asking. My builder would be silent on the call except for at the very beginning. And then the prospect would be the one answering all the questions. So this is the first step in getting more builders. All right, what is the three-way call? The three-way call is just honestly a series of really good questions that are super effective at helping prospects feel a connection with you and want to build a business with you. And honestly, I love three-way calls because to bring someone else on a call is just really powerful. For example, if you're talking to a friend or a family member about something that you really like or you want them to do, and maybe they're not really on board yet, but when they hear somebody else say it or talk to them about it, they're like, okay, yes, I'm on board. So sometimes people just need that somebody different to really get them on board or to really convince them that this is a good idea. And now I know that three-way calls, we're not really trying to convince people to do the business. It's really asking key questions so that the prospect convinces themselves that this is the best business. They come up with the idea themselves that this is the great business opportunity for them. So another great thing about the three-way calls are that a newer builder on our team, they may not quite have the confidence in these scripts or have the confidence in these communication skills yet in trying to get a new builder. So bringing that upline on the call for the three-way calls really is just a great, powerful way to really build confidence in that newer builder. All right, so what is the purpose of three-way calls? The purpose is to get prospects excited about becoming business builders. So really, we're getting them excited about doing the business, and also you're taking someone from being interested in the business to giving them a plan to actually build the business. I remember about 1.5 years of doing the business. So I had just hit Blue Diamond a 1.5 years into my business, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, I honestly did not know what to do with a new builder as a brand new Blue Diamond. I was 1.5 years in and I'm like, what do I do with a new builder? Because I just assumed that everybody would be just as self-motivated as I was, that everyone would just, schedule tons of classes and enroll a bunch of people like I am. But the truth is there's going to be some people like that, but some people thrive on an actual plan for their business. So just because you got to where you are today without three-way calls, without a plan, a lot of people won't. A lot of people need a specific, clear plan of action for their businesses. So even though you got here today where you are without these three-way calls and a plan, not everyone won't. So be sure to duplicate these three-way calls. All right, so the second thing I wanted to focus on today is one thing that can sabotage your efforts. And not just sabotage your efforts for these three-way calls, but sabotage your efforts in attracting more builders to your team. And what that is insecurity. The definition of insecurity is uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, or also the lack of confidence. And I want to reassure you that everybody has thoughts of insecurity. We all do. The thoughts come in of insecurity in different times in our lives. But so that's okay that the thoughts come in, but it's what we do with those thoughts of insecurity that count. So the thing is, we don't want to let insecurity control us, to control our behaviors or actions. So the key is not obeying, not giving in and believing the thoughts of insecurity. We don't let it control us, right? So, what's so important about not being insecure when we're talking on three-way calls or talking to somebody new about the business is people can feel when we're doubtful and people can feel when we're hesitant. And so that hesitancy, they'll feel that. And if we're not sure of ourselves, then why would a new prospect, somebody that's maybe interested in doing the business with us, then they're not going to be sure of us. So if we're hesitant, they're going to be hesitant about joining us. So that insecurity really is something that can sabotage our efforts, and it's something that we can grow in, though. So have hope. You can grow in this area and become more confident. So, and why I wanted to talk about insecurity is because what I've learned throughout the years of doing my business is, where is our focus? When we're focusing on us and our insecurity and, oh, I'm so nervous about talking to this new person about the business, or I'm worried what they think about me. The focus is all about us, right? And so we're focusing on how we're feeling. What are they going to think about me? What am I going to look like to them? Instead, the focus needs to be on them. The focus needs to be on, how can I serve them? How can this business help their dreams and goals? How can I help them in their pain points in their life to help them have financial freedom, to get out of debt, to feel better? And so that's why insecurity can sabotage our business efforts, because the focus is all about us when the focus needs to be all about serving them. And so it's really important that we really grow in this area, because people who lack confidence tend to self-sabotage. I've seen this a lot. People will self-sabotage their own businesses because they tend to let insecurity control their behaviors and actions rather than really focusing on growing in the area of confidence. And the way that people can self-sabotage is because they don't want to get out of their comfort zones. They'd rather sit and stay in their comfort zones where it feels nice and easy rather than getting out of their comfort zones into an area of growth. So let's talk about the root of lack of confidence, the root of insecurity. It's really, I've noticed, is it's an identity issue and not knowing how loved we really are. So, you may be thinking, oh, well, someone may not be confident because they're new to this business, but you can be new to something and still be confident. Someone may not be confident in the business yet, but they can be confident in themselves. And confidence is a state of being regardless of the circumstance. So over the past few years, I've become a lot more confident in myself because I've had greater revelation of who I am and whose I am. I know just how much my Creator loves me, regardless of some others people don't. So that it becomes in, not worrying what other people think about us, because when we focus on what other people are thinking about us, that's going to bring insecurity, right? And so it's really just, knowing who we are and being confident in who we are and how our Creator made us. And so because that's going to come across in your conversations when you're trying to get new builders. So, and many people think that a big difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is confidence. And so I don't know about you, but I want to grow in this area, and I want to help my team grow in this area, because that's a big difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. Someone always says that in a conversation, so if you're in a conversation with someone, there's two people in a conversation, the person with the most certainty will always influence the other person. So if you're in a conversation on three-way calls, or you're trying to get someone to do the business with you, if you're more certain, more confident that they should do this business than they are insecure maybe that they shouldn't do the business, then you're going to influence them. But if you go into a conversation with insecurity and doubt and hesitancy, and they're more certain than you are that they shouldn't do this business, then they're going to influence you, and you're going to maybe not be as bold and courageous as you should be, right? And so it's very important that we be confident when we're talking to people about doing this business. So confidence is a belief in your ability to succeed, a belief that stimulates action. So confident people having confidence helps you be decisive in your business and in your life, and that's going to help you take action. And then insecure people usually have doubt and they hesitate a lot, and that's going to usually leave people paralyzed. So we see this a lot in any business, but those people who are insecure, they seem to just get paralyzed in where they are. They can't seem to just put one step above the other and take action because of the insecurity. So insecurity is being inward focused, again, focus on ourselves, whereas confidence is being outward focused, and that's the goal where we want to get to, right? So insecurity can actually repel business, but what insecurity can do is it can actually just attract more insecure people. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to attract a whole team of insecure people, right? So why don't all of us attract confident business builders? And that's going to start with you yourself being confident in this business and in yourself. So, authentic, confident people have faith in the process and believe that they will make it to their destination. That conviction attracts others because it makes everyone feel more confident in themselves. So, no matter what obstacles are thrown their way, confident people still believe that they'll make it to their destination. So it doesn't mean that we don't ever fail. It doesn't mean that we don't ever mess up. It just confident people know that even through the failures, even through the obstacles, that eventually we'll still make it to our destination. Okay, so I'm going to talk about 2 ways to grow in confidence. Now, there's a whole lot more ways to grow in confidence than just these 2 areas, but for sake of time, I'm only focusing on 2 today. All right, the first way is to control your thoughts and stop believing the negative ones. You know, thoughts will come in, lots of negative ones, which I call lies or limiting beliefs, and then positive ones will come in. And so it's very important that we learn how to renew our mind and we learn to be able to filter out the bad thoughts, right? The negative ones, the ones that aren't true, the ones that are going to hold us back in life. So the good news is that you have control over what you think. Sure, you may not have control over the thoughts that come in, but it's what we're going to do with those thoughts. Don't dwell on them. Don't let them just fester in your mind. What I do is I have a thought come in and I think to myself, is that true or is that a lie? If it's a lie, I'm like, okay, nope, not going to dwell on that one. I'm not going to believe that one today. And so it's really just an exercise. It's a habit that we start to learn how to do over time, and we get better and better with it as the thoughts come in, and we ask ourselves, is that true? Is that beneficial to me, or is that a lie? Oh, nope, not gonna believe that one today because that's not true, right? So that's how we learn to control our thoughts and stop believing the negative ones that come in. I have negative thoughts that come in. I have thoughts that try to get me to really sink and sit down in that insecurity or that discouragement or that frustration in my business. But it's what we decide to do with those thoughts. I'm like, no, I'm not going to live there. That is not going to help me if I decide to sit and dwell and fester on those thoughts of discouragement or insecurity or negativity. So controlling our thoughts. And the second way to grow in confidence is stop caring what other people think. You know, this has been an area that I've grown in. I used to be like a major people pleaser back in the day and just cared what everybody thought about me. And I can tell you a huge way of growing in your business is to stop caring what other people think, and you can do it. Like, just because you're sitting here thinking, oh man, I just worry so much what other people think about me. You can grow in this area just like I've grown in this area. You don't have to live like that the rest of your life. Just decide today that you're not going to anymore, right? Because caring what other people think is needing validation from others. And who made them God over your life, right? You don't have to live up to anybody's expectations of you. And isn't that so freeing? I've actually gotten so much freedom when I stopped worrying what other people thought about me. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about today is the key ingredient to attracting builders: belief. Belief, belief, belief. I know we harp on this a lot, but it's so true, you guys. You know, do you believe in this business? Do you believe that this person on your three-way call, or the person that you're talking to about the business in your neighborhood, do you believe that they'll become a strong builder? Or are you really just desperate inside? Are you really just going through the motions, but believing that this won't work, and then you give off this desperate energy every time you talk to a new person about the business? You know, I was doing many of the wrong things in my business at the very beginning, but I still got builders because I had such a huge belief in this lifestyle, in this business, in this mission that we're all on together. So we have to get this message out to the rest of the world, this lifestyle, this message of hope to everybody. You know, each prospect that you're talking to has just as much potential to be successful as anybody else. You know, and I think sometimes people will go off their last three-way call. Just because Sally on your last three-way call didn't end up being a rock star builder doesn't mean that the person that you're talking to today on your three-way call won't be a rock star. So you need to give just as much faith and hope and belief in the builder that you're talking to today as you did even somebody that didn't end up being a rock star, because you never know how awesome this builder may end up being. So you have to forget the past and all the past three-way calls and all the past people that didn't end up being a rock star business builder with you, and show up to serve each person every single time in full faith. So, because if you believe defeat, that's what you'll receive. I'm going to say that again because I think it's so important. If you believe defeat in your business, that's what you'll receive. Unbelief is a serious issue in many people's businesses right now. And I see it in a lot of people. And so my goal and prayer is to help people believe in themselves, believe in this business, and believe in all the new people that they're going to be talking to join them in this business opportunity. Believing is a choice that we get to make every single day. And doubt is also a choice. Which one are you going to make each day in your business? Write it on your mirror. Decide, I'm not going to live in doubt anymore. I'm not going to live in unbelief anymore. I'm going to believe that awesome builders are coming to my team. Because honestly, what good is even doing this business if you aren't going to believe? It's not going to do a lot of good. So many people say in this business, so many people say all the right things, but the issue isn't in what they say, it's in what they believe. I can think of some people that do all the right things. They literally follow all the scripts. They do all the right things, but their business isn't just growing really fast like they want it to, right? It's growing a little bit, but it's not growing as fast as they want it to. And I can tell you from an outside perspective, the issue is their belief, because I can sit there and see what they're doing online or in person, and they don't believe in themselves. And there's not a deep down belief in this vision with this business. So you can grow your belief. I promise, it's so doable. People are attracted to your belief in these products, to your belief in yourself, and they're also excited when you believe in them, right? So I'm going to tell you real quickly the story of how I got so many builders on my journey to diamond. So I hit diamond in a year, and I got tons of builders along the way. And I want to say that I never reached out and asked anybody on my journey to diamond to do this business with me. I didn't message anyone and ask them to. All my builders on my journey to diamond came to me and said, hey, I want to do this business. No, I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. Don't do that. That's not how I would do it now. Now I go to people and I talk to them about the business. I have a call scheduled tomorrow with somebody to talk about doing the business with me. So I'm not saying that's the right way, but I'm trying to share with you that I did all the wrong things. I didn't ask people to do the business with me, but they joined me anyway. And I got tons of builders because of my belief in this lifestyle, my belief in this mission. People join me because of my belief, not because I did all the right things. So can you imagine if you do all the right things and you have this massive belief that produces massive action in your business? Imagine how your business is going to grow and take off if you can do both of those things, right? So today I'm going to ask you, what's it going to take for you to believe? What's it going to take for you to believe in the greater purpose in this business? What's it going to take for you to actually believe that you can change hundreds and thousands of lives by not ever giving up? So think of these three-way calls, or think of talking to somebody about the business as a way to love on someone, to give people hope. These calls, or talking to someone in general about the business, won't be enjoyable for you if you don't see the hope that you're giving somebody. So do you even know how someone's life and their family's life can change all because of the hope that you're offering to them? So trust me, you need to be doing three-way calls. You need to be talking to more people about doing the business with you. You're offering hope to someone, and you never know the ripple effect that it can have.